Hello, this is video part 2 of Elsa's diary. We're picking up on page 150. Okay, so read along with me. In the afternoon, each student wrote a composition. Elsa wrote about her home, Puerto Rico. Like Jose, she described its customs and traditions and explained the symbolism of Puerto Rico's shield. A lamb, the emblem of peace and fraternity, appears in the green center. Above the lamb is a bundle of arrows, symbols of the creative force, and above the arrows is a yoke, which represents the joining forces necessary to attain success. She thought it turned out pretty well, but writing was one thing and talking was another. That night, she didn't open her diary because she was tired of complaining, even if it was only to her diary. The next morning, Elsa smiled for the first time since classes had started. She had got a good grade on her composition. She wanted to show it to everyone so they'd see that she wasn't so dumb, but she didn't do it. Maybe she'd show it to Jose, though. Yes, to him. So during recess, she called to him and proudly showed him her paper. He looked at it and lowering his eyes, he said with a brief smile, "Congratulations." "Thanks," said Elsa. "And how did you do?" "Okay." "No doubt you got an A and you don't want me to be embarrassed." "No, it's not that, Elsa. It's that I picked up English by listening. You know, on the street. I never took English in school. I write it like I hear it, and everything comes out wrong." Elsa read the paper that he handed her, and in one sweeping glance she saw what he meant. She didn't know what to say. "But you speak it very well," Elsa tried to console him. "Speaking is one thing, and writing is another." "And vice versa," said Elsa. "And the opposite. And the other way around." They laughed so hard that the rest of the kids came over to see what was so humorous, but they didn't tell anyone their secret. That afternoon, they made a deal. She would assist him with writing, and he in turn would help her with pronunciation. 12 years later, Elsa was getting ready for work. She pulled down a box of shoes off the top shelf in her closet. In the rush, several things fell on the top of her. One of them was her old diary. It fell open to the last page. She picked it up and read, "Today I received my high school diploma. When I looked at myself in the mirror with my cap and gown and my gold honors tassels, I remembered the little girl who arrived here, confused, scared, and sad. I am happy now." Okay, so Elsa and Francisco, they both had opposite problems. Elsa couldn't speak it well, the language well, but she could write it well. However, on the other hand, Francisco could could speak well, but could not write well, okay? So they both decided and agreed to help each other out. It flashes forward to when Elsa becomes an adult and she's all grown up, and she is able to read some of her journal, what she wrote all those years ago when she was cleaning out her closet one day. And she saw that on this particular occasion that she received her high school diploma, which means she graduated high school, and she was very proud of herself. She had a tough going at the beginning, but then she was able to find success because she didn't give up. Okay, let's go to page 152. I believe this is the last page of the story. She put away the notebook, got dressed, and headed for work. When she entered the classroom, her students looked at her, some shy, some confused, some scared. She saw those sad preliminary first days of school looks that she knew so well. She opened her lesson planner, thought a moment, and then shut it. She stood up and wrote on the board the joining of forces. Then she said, "I'm going to tell you the story of a Quetzal that came down to the plain with the gentleness of a lamb, and a lamb that soared to great heights of the wings of the gazelle. So she was telling her friend that she met all those years ago of his story. Okay? So the end of the story is much more optimistic and happy than as when the beginning of the story started. She was able to find success. She grew up and became a teacher and was able to get used to American life. Okay? So for Dig Deeper on page 154, all you have to do is write down the character's qualities. What about her makes Elsa perseverance, her not giving up, those types of things. What were her motives? What was her motivation for doing what she did? And what was her actions? What did she do throughout the story? Okay? And that should all tie into the main theme, okay, of her immigrating to the United States and her struggling to find her place in this world, okay? So that's what your assignment is for Dig Deeper. Okay, thanks for watching.